Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first Digital Assets Builder series for this quarter. Yay, Elizabeth, thank you for the show of applause. I'd like to welcome you again. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule to join us this wonderful evening. My name is Ebun Adetaiwo. I'm a product marketing manager at Quidax, and I'll be your host for this evening. And we have Habib Olawale here. Also have Elizabeth Ajao here. Can you unmute your mics and say hi to us?
Hey everyone. Nice to meet everyone. Nice to be here.
Hi everyone, it was nice to meet you guys and excited about tonight's conversation.
Thank you. So I'll be making a bit of introduction of each of our speakers for this evening. I will start with Habib before we then move to Elizabeth. There's so much accolades I'm going to be reading out this evening, but because of our time, I'm going to keep it really, really short because we have other things we want to do. And yeah, please give me a few seconds. So yeah, starting with Habib. Habib is the founder of Smileys Africa, a direct-to-consumer athleisure brand built on optimism, movement, and everyday expression. What started as a sock experiment has evolved into a growing product ecosystem with sneakers, apparel, and accessories. With over 6 years of hands-on experience, he operates across product design and performance marketing, shaping both the creative direction and commercial outcomes of the brand. His work blends storytelling with data, focusing on building emotional connection while driving measurable growth. Habib's approach is rooted in simplicity, consistency, and creating products that feel accessible, comfortable, and culturally relevant. It's great to have you here, Habib. I was expecting to see a lot of applause in the comments. Thank you, guys. So now I'm going to move on to Elizabeth, who I like to call Lizzie Baby Loki. She's my colleague. Elizabeth is building payment products and shaping how money moves across Africa and beyond. As a product manager at Quidax, she leads the development of cutting-edge payment infrastructure, including Basqet, a stablecoin to fiat settlement gateway, designed to unlock faster, smarter, and more scalable cross-border transactions. With a deep focus on reliability and real-world use cases, Elizabeth is at the forefront of solving one of fintech's biggest challenges, making payments seamless across currencies, borders, and systems. She doesn't stop at building. She's also a co-founder of Builders in Fintech, where she brings together some of the brightest minds to rethink and reimagine the future of financial technology. It's wonderful to have you here, Elizabeth.
I'm shy.
I'm also shy on your behalf. Okay, we are just going to jump right into it. And what we are talking about today is how crypto payments can unlock new revenue. Like Habib here, who is a founder of a consumer brand in fashion, people who run these sort of businesses on different level of scale might have issues with receiving payment from, sometimes they lose out on sales, right, from potential customers because they do not have a means to collect payments from the available currencies of their customers, and the customers too cannot pay the merchants because they do not have a means of paying the merchants in their available currency. And we are here to talk about how Habib has built something within this space where payments, logistics, and everything that has to do with business operations come together to create very valuable experience for customers, and also balancing profits for as a business owner. So my first question to Habib, are you ready?
Yeah, yes.
You're just going to tell us about your experience. So how did you move from a brand that started with just socks to building amazing things? It's almost like a cult. Personally, I feel like if you're in some part of Lagos and you don't own a pair of Smileys sneakers, you are really missing out. So how did you go from just creating comfortable socks, very beautiful and lovely socks, to building a sneaker brand?
Yeah, thank you very much. So I mean, first, it wasn't really planned, to be fair, at the beginning. If I'm gonna be honest. We started with socks, and over time we started like listening to feedback from our customers, like asking questions, doing surveys, also doing research in terms of like the trends in the market. Also, doing the work to look out for the opportunities in the market, look out for things that are not yet present in the market that can be done. And we've actually worked on multiple products. We started with socks, we added beanies, underwear, even plain tees, and a few casual outfits before we arrived at sneakers. But the cool thing for us is that the things does not really start from we want to make money. That's not where it starts for us. It starts more from a curiosity of how can things be done, and how can it be done, what does it take to do it, and what's the impact in the environment in terms of like the people that are going to sell it to. And what's also like, and part of the core thing that's very important to me and the business is affordability or pricing of products. Not in the sense of we want our products to be cheap, not really that, because even Smileys itself started because I was just looking for what people buy, and I saw that stocks was something I love to actually buy, but I have an idea that people could be intentional about it. And then I noticed that the pricing for the brands available then was kind of high for most of the people within my reach or circle. So I felt like, okay, there's a position in the market that one can actually sit in. So yeah, and also understanding the Nigerian market where the purchasing power isn't so high, but also the consumers and customers have a good global exposure to nice products. So that's somewhere that we have been trying to play out, where we want to produce and give a very good quality or standard product, but the price that we think serve the pockets of the markets. So yeah, mostly that's what I was kind of like informed how we arrived to where we are. And sneakers is not something a lot of brands are doing in Nigeria. That's like one Nigerian brand doing,
Yeah.
but sneakers is also something a lot of people wear. So yeah, that's why we are where we are at the moment.
Amazing, amazing. I love the progress you have made so far from socks, tees, and I'm sure you still have more things that you're picking up behind the scenes, and that will be
Yeah.
interesting. But we'll talk about that much later. So you had mentioned that we don't have a lot of, none even comes to mind, you don't have a lot of Nigerian brands that are into building a sneaker brand. And I'm going to ask, where was an order, or where did an order come from that sort of shocked you outside Nigeria? And what that means is, I'm sure most of your orders come from Nigeria, but outside of Nigeria, which geographical location shocked you the most?
Mm, uh, shocked me. I think we've gotten all that from, was it Norway or somewhere? I think that's the one that's surprising. I think it was Norway. It was somewhere in Europe, and it was not like a very large country. And so yeah, that's kind of like the one
Hmm.
that's gotten to me the most.
Okay, and then as Smileys is a physical product, especially in a
Yeah,
market where logistics can be a nightmare.
yeah.
When you got the order, what made you think, okay, we can ship this? It's not a problem.
Well, to be fair to us, we've been able to kind of like divide our distribution points into two. We have a distribution point in the UK, and we have the main distribution points in Lagos. So we send stuff from Lagos outside, but because the customers is kind of expensive. Let me give you a good example. It's sneakers. Our current sneakers is like 5,000 naira. To send something of about 0 to 2 kg outside Nigeria, you'll be spending close to 80 or 90,000 naira, which is almost the same thing as the price of the shoe you want to buy. So it is not really fair, to the customer because of
Mhm.
amount or mindset. So we found a way to have a distribution point from the UK. So when people order from outside Nigeria, we send things from there, and the infrastructure is readily available there. The pricing is not as um it's from Nigeria. So that's us just in many ways.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to allow you to take some breather and move move to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, hi. Um,
Hi.
Jumping on what Habib has talked about with getting orders from another country very, very far away from where we are. In building baskets, what are the top challenges when it comes to, apart from payments, when it comes to merchants getting their products across to their customers, especially with physical products? Have you ever come across challenges around businesses outside of payments?
Okay, that's a good question. Aside from payment, I think it's the delivery challenge that Abib has highlighted. For physical products, for digital products, I mean, like you're delivering over the internet, but for physical products, delivery can be as so. I was still speaking with a merchant last week that uses Basqet, and he mentioned how like it was literally trying to say, oh, like you guys can, help us solve this problem as well. But even like when it comes to payment is like one of the fundamental problems that businesses have. So that payments that you aparted that is like one of the major challenges. And the other thing I can think of outside of that is delivery. So yeah.
Okay. So for most people who do not know what Basqet is, do you want to do like a quick description of what Basqet is?
Yeah, sure. That's what I do for a living. Yeah, thanks. Yes, so hi everyone. I'm happy to introduce Basqet to you all. Basqet is a payment gateway, but right now we are able to just really help businesses collect crypto. So payment, for anyone that doesn't know, is a payment processor, basically processing payments via multiple methods. Basket, the goal is we are able to help businesses collect crypto and also help businesses African currencies like Nigerian Naira, Kenyan shillings, like a range of African currencies. But today we do crypto collections. And what that means is if you are a merchant on Basket, your customer can pay you from anywhere in the world because cryptocurrencies now there's like a very strong drive with stable coins, right? Everyone is, USDT, and anyone from anywhere can hold these currencies basically. So if you're serving, say you're a Nigerian business, you're building products here in Nigeria, but you know that Nigerians aren't the only audience you want to target. Case in point, Abib said, like, Smileys is not just poor Nigerians, like anyone. He said he received an order from Norway. So you want a customer from Norway to also like patronize your brand, right? And pay you successfully. Basqet has built something that like makes it possible, because with Basqet you can receive payments in cryptocurrency. And the beautiful thing is, while we know that customers are able to pay merchants in cryptocurrency, sometimes merchants don't want this cryptocurrency. They want, the main currency. I mean, there's no non-main currency, but they want like fiat currency, like your Naira and all of that. And with Basqet, we're able to say, you know what, you can collect cryptocurrency, but we can actually give you Naira or any other currency of your choice. So basically, in a nutshell, Basqet just makes it easy for businesses, and not just business owners, even like fintechs, right, to incorporate like cross-border payments solutions and accept payments from anywhere in the world with cryptocurrencies, and of course even fiat currencies as well. Yeah.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So I left a poll for everyone, and I'm going to be leaving some polls every now and then through the duration of this call. And you can also leave comments or questions in the you can either use the Q&A, or you can leave them in the messages, so that we can attend to your questions as we go on. So back to you, Elizabeth. What would you say is your favorite feature on Basqet at the moment, and why?
I love this question. My favorite feature would be the settlement feature. And the reason is, with settlement just literally means like the money that has been paid into a merchant's position, they get it in their bank account. And why I really like the feature is I like seeing the joy on like merchants' faces when they see that the money actually gets to their bank account. For Naira, your Naira bank account, for other currencies as well, they get it. Even like foreign currencies, we're also able to process paying GPB, paying euros, paying like US dollars and other African currencies as well. So the joy on, like, I was literally speaking to a merchant today, and it was like, oh, someone paid me in crypto and I got the money instantly in my Naira bank account. Like, it felt like that's like, yeah, like it was so excited about that. And yeah, I'm just like feeding off the joy of my merchants, right? Seeing the money like come from their customers in crypto, and they're able to like see it in real time in their bank account. So yeah, that's why the settlement feature is my favorite feature. It's my merchant's favorite feature. So it's
so it's yours. So and I think the most interesting thing about this is, even though you are not a crypto enthusiast at the beginning, or maybe you are still struggling to understand how crypto works or what stablecoin is, you can choose to get settled with your local currency, right? And
exactly.
what it also means is that you are not missing out on sales. You are giving your customer a chance to pay you. You are also giving yourself a chance to not miss rent because you could not get one of your one of your customers to pay. Because I mean, all of this, it's a ripple effect. You miss out on a sale today, you miss out on another one tomorrow, the day after, continuously, because you cannot find a way to get payment from your customers. Because I mean, not everybody has Naira, not everybody has some common currencies, and I feel like Basqet solves for this problem. Back to you, Habib. Habib, can you hear me?
Yes, I can check.
Okay. What happened, and what was something you did about a time when a customer could not pay you?
Something I did about the time when customer could not pay me. Yeah, I'm trying to remember a scenario, but I think generally, when we find ourselves in situations like this, we tend to look out for options that the customers be able to. We receive money via crypto too, so if that's the option that the customer could give, we've been able to receive money via that channel. The only thing is just that we don't do cash. because we don't have the infrastructure for cash. We don't have like a working store. So it's either you do a bank transfer or you pay by the normal payment gateway. Uh, But most of the time, we try to, make sure that we make the shopping experience as easy as possible for the customers. And crypto is everywhere now. So yeah, it's part of the, options that sometimes comes up in conversations. And it's very important in what we're doing.
Okay, I think that's going to just lead me to the follow-up question on when you decided to add crypto payments to your checkout on Smileys Africa. What influenced that decision? What doubts? Did you have any doubts? What made you decide, okay, I think it's time for me to add crypto payments to checkout?
Okay. Yeah, never really had doubts because I've been aware of crypto as a form of currency or form of money since like 2015, 2016-ish. So yeah, so I've been aware, I've been educated about it. Maybe I'm not like really deep into it, but it was just nice for the feature option of being able to receive money as a business. Yeah, but to be fair, there are like downsides of maybe okay, I want to say downsides, but there are like things that could come up with crypto because sometimes we send money and you use maybe the wrong key or something, the money has gone forever. So, but I don't think we've run into that sort of situation because I think the way um, these things have been built now, using crypto to receive payments, we don't really need to be sending numbers or sending details. So like, you just go straight to the account. So yeah, so I've not really had fears or doubts. The only issue I had was just adoption in the sense that is the market ready? Do we have like enough users for this form of payment? Because like I said, we are kind of big on the experience of our users. So we don't want a situation where they get to check out and there are like multiple options of checking out and they have like preferences of what to use. So yeah, that was like the only fear I had at the beginning. But like but now the market is really open to it and we are also using it.
Thank you very much, Habib. So Elizabeth, based on what Habib said about few concerns, when merchants approach you and then they are talking of how are they sure they won't lose money, how do they convince their customers to use crypto? I mean, you can't give what you don't have at the end of the day, right? But it's still a valid concern. How do you reduce this fear of these doubts, these fears? How do you what do you tell merchants to tell them, see, this thing shouldn't be a problem, we will go through it together?
Yeah, great one. So there are two sides to like loss of funds. Like you said, merchants are scared that even will have a hard time like the actual payment. Then the second side is merchants are also scared that when they get paid, the money might like at some point lose value because of how like fragile and how the crypto market is. Like exchange rates move every second or every 10 seconds, right? So there's also that fear of, oh, if a customer pays me this and it was valued at this amount before, but now it's no longer valued at that amount. And one of the things like with Basqet, sorry, I'm going to be talking about Basqet a lot on this call, but yeah, with Basqet by Quidax, we have, sort of erased that risk. Yeah, I said erased. And we are bearing the risk for merchants. So I would explain what I mean. So for the second scenario where you are scared as a merchant of loss of funds due to whether devaluation or whatever, on our end, Basqet is built with a promise of, okay, if you say you want to receive your money at the end of the fiat, you don't want to hold cryptocurrency for any reason, whatever amount you have quoted. So let's say your good is priced at let's say 10,000 naira, and you said, oh, like I'm creating like a payment. So we have something called payment links. It's just like the normal payment links, but this time around, customers will use the link to like pay you crypto, basically. So you quoted that payment link. You said, oh, this thing I'm selling is 10,000 naira, and I want to send this link to my customer to pay me. Basqet has like a promise of if you have signified that 10,000 that naira is what you want to receive. So there's a setting on the dashboard where you select like what currency you want to like get converted in. So if you say, oh, I want naira, we are going to pay you like that exact, no matter what happens in the market, we're going to pay you that exact 10,000 naira. So that way, like, we've alleviated the fear that is a real fear that merchants actually have. But with Basqet, we have taken the risk. Don't worry about like, oh, are you going to lose money? But I mean, that's the odd thing about like solving problems. With solving problems, sometimes you lose, sometimes you gain, but you know that this is a problem and this is something like worth solving. So for the second side, which is merchants being scared that like their customers will like be the ones to now lose money, not them, in the situation, in the event that they are sending the money. The truth is, like Abiba said, this response might just like follow me in my yeah, like Abiba said, it's almost like impossible for you to like guarantee, oh, like you're never going to lose money like when it comes to crypto, because you have chains, you have like different protocols. When you initiate a payment on, say, a crypto exchange, it goes through different confirmations, right? So these are already like measures in place. However, there are specific measures. I'll use Quidax as an example. Quidax as a crypto exchange, basically a consumer wallet where you can make payments from. And on the wallet, there's something called address validation. So in a situation where a customer wants to send money to a merchant, right, and they use like the Quidax like wallet to send the money, on the Quidax app, we're already doing some validations, right? So you are able to like send, but there's some assurance of like the wallet address you are sending to. We are already validating like some cases on our end, and Quidax is able to tell you, oh, this wallet address is not valid, something is wrong. And that's one way to actually like edge against that risk. So what I would tell merchants that have like the second fear is tell your customers to use the Quidax mobile wallet to send their money, because yeah, it reduces the risk, even though you cannot completely eliminate it. But yeah, I know, yeah, there might be other exchanges as well that have like these features that helps them validate their address. Another thing is, before sending, so there are so depending on the chain, if you're sending, say, USDT on BP network, whatever like network that the customer is sending to, there are platforms online to actually like check the wallet addresses. So even if you don't want to go through the exchange app itself, there are platforms online you can actually check, okay, is this wallet address valid, before you make the payment. So these are ways to edge against the risk of loss of funds, even though you cannot completely like eradicate it. Yeah.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So you had mentioned something about volatility and the risks that come with it. How does stablecoin help to balance that risk part? I understand that stablecoins are like the crypto version of the US dollars, right? So how can a merchant take advantage of stablecoins in order to reduce the risks that come with the volatility of crypto?
Yeah, thanks for that question. So for anyone that might not like be clear about what stablecoins are currencies, cryptocurrencies specifically, that are pegged one-to-one to specific fiat currency. So we have different stablecoins right now. There's USDT, there's USDC. USDT and USDC are, will I say, like digital currency alternatives of the US dollars. So US dollars and USDT means they have like the same value, and they are pegged like one-to-one, exchange rates one to each other. Naira, I know Naira also CNGN, and I saw a news yesterday of a new stable coins that not launched, stable Naira. Uh, yeah, people are currently like cooking in the ecosystem. So yeah, these currencies are pegged one to one big fiat currency, and what that means is if something is 100 Naira, for example, the stable coin, let's say like CNGN is a stable coin we're like using, right? It will always be 100 CNGN. If something is 100 US dollars, it's always be 100 USDT compared to other form of cryptocurrencies where like Bitcoin. Let's not even go to Bitcoin because if I go there, I'm sure some people here might have like, experienced one or two. So I don't want to open wounds, okay? But we have seen situations where, there is a, crash in price. And in some instances, it's not a crash in price, like the price actually increases and it favors, some people. So there's that volatility with other forms of cryptocurrencies, but with stable coins, it's pegged one to one. So you can put your money there and go and sleep and wake up 100 years later. Don't wake up 100 years later, but you get what I mean. And then like it's still the same thing. And the advantage of that for merchants is you are able to secure your funds in so let's use USDT for example, a foreign currency, but you are also able to hedge against that volatility that other cryptocurrencies have. And the advantage of that for merchants is usually, especially businesses that are not just, you're not thinking local, you're not thinking, oh, I'm just going to be a Nigerian business. You are doing like expanding internationally. Most of the time, your operations, your costs and all of that might be in like USD, right? You may not always have access to US dollars, right? Or you may not be easily like able to like pay out or even like make payments in US dollars. But with USDT, you are able to keep your reserve and that value it is the same value it is going to be US dollars. But now with an added advantage of being able to easily make payments. Because with USD, like there are so many restrictions for you to have a USD bank account, you need to be incorporated, like just so many things that may not really like make it easy for you to have a USD bank account. But with USDT, you're able to make payments with like platforms like Basqet and other like stablecoin payment platforms where you're able to make payments across the globe, but you're also able to still keep value. Yeah.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So I have a few more questions for Habib before we see in real life how we see how Basqet works, right? How people on this call, and maybe later on we can see how we can use Basqet in practical terms. Habib, on the bigger picture, if there's one thing about payments, how payments work in Africa that you could fix or that you could get someone to fix, what would it be?
Just interesting question. So just give me a second to think. One thing I would like someone to fix regarding payments in Africa. I mean, maybe instance, what was it called? You know that T+1 thing that you guys talk about, where you receive money instantly. People pay you, but you have to wait like 1 day as a business. I don't know, maybe because of risk of fraud or things like that. Yeah, maybe if you can, yeah, settlement. Thank you. So maybe if you can get to a point where customers pay now, you can turn it to cash now, things like that. Yeah, I think that's something I can think of right now. Can't really think of much because to be honest, a lot of the tech companies have solved a lot of the problems, but that like a lot of the huge problems that I can think of. Yeah, aside that, I can't think of any right now.
Okay. One more question before I go back to Elizabeth. What would you tell a founder who sells physical products and thinks crypto payments are not for them?
Oh, oh, I don't know what I think is so like what I always say to myself and everyone is that the markets of decides where things are headed to. So if your users are paying with crypto, especially you serve them where they are, sitting at. So it's best to have crypto payments or crypto, choice on your platform. think people that sell phones, sell and phone, even we are selling sneakers, stocks, clothes, we receive orders. People that are using crypto have, I don't know, they have money a lot, so they tend to spend a lot of money when they are buying things. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think I'll tell any founder, any person asking me about crypto if they should have it as an option. I'll definitely say yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And so I have opened the chat. So if anybody has any questions for Habib, for Elizabeth, for anybody at Quidax, you can leave them in the comments now or in the Q&A, and we'll respond to them. Elizabeth, on the practicality of Basqet, if a business wants to generate a payment address and know when it's been paid, is there a way to do that?
Yes, sure. Let me share my screen. It's okay. Okay, Elizabeth here again from Basqet, my Quidax. So yeah, this is my dashboard. Don't worry, this money is test money. I'm rich in Jesus' name. But yeah, this is the dashboard. Like I said, we have like different currencies. Like we're not just for crypto alone, because like we know that even though we're trying to make it easier for people to pay with crypto, there's still the fiat leg. Like people still mostly spend fiat. So we have like multiple currencies, both cryptocurrencies, stable coins, USDT, but other form of cryptocurrencies. And on your Basqet account, you get access to all of these wallets, NGN wallets, USD, even GPB and euros, right? If you have like customers or if you have operations like within these jurisdictions as well. And let me just go. So there are two ways to receive payments as a business. The first one is either via the payment links, which is like easy peasy. In fact, anybody can use this. If say you're a freelancer, you have like a small business, you don't have like developers to start doing engineering stuff, you can just come to your Basqet dashboard, create a payment link. Let me just create a payment link now, call it Smileys. Maybe I'll get free delivery from Abib with my imaginary payment. So yeah, this good is priced at, let's say 20, or let's say 50,000 naira, because I know guys are Smileys, like quality stuff, premium or nothing. So yeah, created this payment link. So this Smileys like that. Imagine this was like owned by Smileys, right? I'm hoping that Smileys will also like come on Basqet. All they have to do is just like copy the link, share with a customer, maybe embed it on their website. But let me just open the link. Imagine that this link was shared. Now I'm the customer, right? And I want to pay a sum of 50,000 naira. So this is what I see as a customer. Because we know that cryptocurrency payments is, how like it's very anonymous. Nobody knows who anybody is and all of that. But we want merchants to be able to like recognize who make payments. So we're collecting like very minimal information, which is like email address of the payee. So that's why you see an email address in here. Let me do the iopmail.com. Let me even do bet@yopmail.com. That'll be easy to show it. So yeah, I want to pay using like USDT, Bit20 network. Because this is a test transaction, I'm not making an actual payment. So I'm just going to like mark this as paid. So yeah, this transaction is paid. I'm going to show you my merchant account. Like my merchant account first, my merchant dashboard. If I come back to my dashboard, Oh, sorry, my session has expired. I need to log in. You just give me like 1 minute to quickly log in.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So if you notice, like I had 28,000. I don't know if anyone noticed in my Nigerian like NGN wallet, but now I have like I paid 50,000 to this merchant, so and I have 78,000 naira basically, and all Smileys has to do, but still like yeah, imagine this was a dashboard by Smileys. All you have to do is just like request settlement for NGN and they get it instantly. There's also an option like a setting where they can, if they want to be credited right from like the click of payment, it's also possible and they get it like the moment I paid, they just get in their bank account instantly. So yeah, that's one way. And also we send like notifications. So I'm going to give me a moment. I'm going to show you the notification. So the customer that paid, again, the merchant that this payment was made to also get a notification. So this like a notification receipt, right? So let me show you. So this is like the notification I got. It tells me who paid me, the email address of the person that paid, the currency they paid me in, and reference just for like troubleshooting. Yeah, that's as a business that the payment was made. And another way is if you also come to your transaction page on your dashboard on Basqet, to see that this payment was made, and you get more details about it on this page actually. So yeah, that's it. There's another way to also initiate payments as a business, and that's via the API. So for customers that say, for a merchant that already say has their website and they have everything custom, like the option allows just plug. You don't have to send your customers a link somewhere and they see Basqet. So with the, everything is like white labeled. Basqet doing the transaction from in the background. So this is what let me just go to the APIs we have. As a business that let me say you have an e-commerce store. I still use the example of Smiley Socks. You sell shoes, socks, and all of that, lifestyle wears. And on your application or web application, depending on where you are payment from, you can integrate it such that at the point of payment, all your customers sees, oh, pay with Naira. They can also see pay with crypto. So once they see pay with crypto, all the details that we need from you as a merchant is here in this endpoint called initialized transaction. So this transaction has everything we need from payments. So what we need now is like payment details. That's what I mean. So details of this payment, description, what currency do you want to get paid in, and all of that. So we get that from you. And once we get that from you, we also like send you a response. So let me go. So I show you what we send. So we send you a response. So that response as a business is what you now show to your customer. Yes, yeah. So that response is what you show to your customer. So in the response, we tell you the payment address. So the payment address now for USDT, that's the wallet address, right? Where to pay to and all of that. So we also show you the amount. So address is what the merchant shows their customers on their front-facing application, wherever that's. And once that payment is made, we have the webhook mechanism, right? And with the webhook, we notify you. And once we notify you, you get it on your system like immediately. Immediately the payment is made. And then you can, in all these things I'm saying is in a matter of 10, 15 seconds or even less, you get to know that a customer has paid you and you can offer like value to that customer instantly. We send a number of information when this payment was made, because sometimes customers do not immediately, so they might just go, come back and all of that before they pay, but immediately the payment is made, we send you the webbook. In fact, we don't just send, let me just show you quickly, we don't just send you webbooks just when payment is made, even the payment is so let me show you our books, webbook. Yeah, so we send different events coming. So we send events for when payment is received. So these are the events we send. Events are like notifications, basically. When payment is received, when it is even initiated, we let you know. So we are keeping you posted through every journey of the payment. When it is pending as well, we let you know that this payment is pending, right? When it is abandoned, yeah, that's what I was referencing. We also let you know that this payment has been abandoned as well. And when we credit your wallet, which happens like instantly, we also let you know, basically like transparency in every process. Integrated. We don't just want to assume that the only scenario is that you get credited, right? There are other scenarios in between. So our webbook events cater to that. And our documentation, we've detailed, you know, what events, transaction reference, and all of it. It's then even also payment links. So if you don't want to handle the payment links from your dashboard, if you prefer, you know, everything, like you just want to restrict it to like white label, you don't want anybody to see anything about Basqet. So like on the back end, you can also like create payment links once you integrate to these APIs, and they're very easy. I can drop the like link to our documentation, very straightforward, and we request minimal information as well. So I think I can stop there for now.
Yes, it looks like a lot. And
Yeah.
I think what we can do is, Elizabeth, if I'm a merchant and I want all of this information, how do I go about it?
I'm not clear, like information about Basqet or
So the presentation you just finished on the documentation of the Basqet API, what's how merchants can generate links. I'm a merchant, I want more information. How do I reach out?
you can reach out to, there's an email, API business. Let me confirm the email. I'll confirm it like while we're still on this call.
I'm just going to drop a demo booking link in the comments while we take questions and comments from our guests or from our attendees, so we give people back their time this evening. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I think we have about 5 questions. The first one is this only for global businesses or can local businesses benefit too? And then the second question is do I need a developer to integrate crypto payments? Elizabeth, I think you're in the best position to answer these 2 questions.
Okay, great. First one is local. In fact, that local like, is it currency? Let me see. Or local platforms that I mentioned. Those are the people we're building for, because trust me, like these global guys, businesses in like the US and stuff, most of them, like, they don't really have problems. They have problems, yeah, but but when it comes to like global payments, they're sort of good. So we're building for local businesses that want to get paid around the globe, and it's not just around the globe like the US alone. We're also very heavily focused on the African market, right? Because yeah, we talk about like, yeah, Africa, but like there's actually money in Africa, right? So you want to get money from someone in Kenya right now, Basqet, you can do that in less than 5 minutes, right? So yeah, it's not just focused on the global payments like currencies. We're also very focused on the local payment currencies. It's just that like I said, a lot of African businesses, they still do things that require international, like maybe you're purchasing maybe your supplies internationally, or different things. So you tend to like need foreign reserve like FX, right? So like do those things. So the second question, do
Do
you
you need
need
me to do I need a developer to integrate crypto payments?
Absolutely no. Basket was designed and built with like different, let's say, different like use cases. And this is like a perfect use case, right? So you don't need a developer. We have payment links. So today, right now, if you sign up on Basket, you can use the payment link to actually like collect payments instantly without any form of integration. You will not even touch one line of code like this, I promise you. And then we have like another like set of people that they still want integrated, but they don't do API integration. We also have, sorry, excuse me, we have SDKs, right? So if you want to, SDKs are a way to show Basket on your app, but like you're rendering a view of Basket basically on your app. They are easier relatively to API integration because we are handling the API calls and everything on our end. You are just like maybe taking Baskets and rendering it on your app, like that sort of thing. Then we now have like the final way, which is like the API integration. So we have like different layers. So there's easy, medium, and hard if something like that. So yeah, you don't need a developer to start. You can start. Yeah, if you want to change that as you go, that also works.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. So let's move quickly to. So this person said, Habib, I came late. How did you go from socks to a full product ecosystem? You had answered this in the beginning, but maybe you could go over it again in like maybe 2 minutes.
Oh, okay, I'll try. Yeah, cool question. From socks to I guess that were product. Yeah, well, like I said, it's mostly based on research on the market, on the customers, surveys. Also, there's also like a sixth sense that you have the business itself. Like you tend to have some sort of insights that you might not even be able to explain. That this will make sense for us, but logically, we saw that people, let me explain logically. The best business way to explain it. You want to increase your average order value as an e-commerce business. How do you do that? First of all, we started with socks, and the first thing we did was to start with bundles. We started increasing number of socks package that someone can buy. Instead of buying one pair, you can buy five and maybe like you pay less. Average order increase because people now tend to buy like 2 boxes or 3 boxes and whatnot. Then from there, people will ask questions. Oh, do you have this and that? Because socks is a gifting product. It's so people tend to buy it as gift and don't want to buy other things. Then you see that okay, there's opportunity in terms of other products. Then you kind of like bundle up like the big tech companies. You bring in more of like features as a tech. If it's a tech product, they say features. You bring in more products, maybe like it could be like t-shirts, it could be underwear that complement the socks. And from there onwards, you start looking at the industry, the market. How do people actually behave around this product? What do people wear? People wear socks. People wear t-shirts. People wear trousers. Okay, now where do we want to sit in terms of market positioning? Where is a space for us that we can play at, that sits well with our vibe, with our vision for the brand? And for us, it's an the athleisure space. Athleisure is basically active and leisure. So what that means is we tend to we are looking at products that we feel like people can wear at any point in time. You can wear it to work, you can wear it at home, you can wear it to the gym, you can basically wear it for almost everything. So we then think of products that it's in that line, gym wears, then but for me, I like to have fun with what I'm doing, and we got to a point where curiosity got the better of us, and that was how we started the sneakers. But yeah, but a lot of it is, feedback from the market, interest from the business, what is happening, around the world generally, and Also looking at the opportunity in the country, where is the market sitting at, like Nigeria now? Where are we as a as a country? What are we seeing on TV or outside the world that we can actually bring in, that we can actually offer, and things like that. So it's a mixture of all of these things coming together. Yeah, I think that's the question.
Thank you. We are really running out of time. Matthew, thank you, Habib. The remaining questions here look like they are meant for Elizabeth. So Tolu additional asked two questions in the comments. Is there configuration to allow us request more information instead of just email? I want to believe this means to allow merchants to request more information from customers instead of just email.
Yeah, that. Sorry, can you hear me? Seems like my network.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yes. At the API level, but on the like payment link itself at the moment, no. But we have that currently at API level. But I'm sure that like depending on like if you're open to like speaking more about that, happy to. So there's all that where like people don't want to like let go of too much information, right, from different research that has happened. But if you have like any insight on that, you can actually share, maybe like leave in the chat. Happy to hear your thoughts on that. But yeah, API, yes, and the other extra information are optional on API. Yeah.
Okay. He also asked, do you have the context of sub accounts? Can you answer that quickly before we wrap up this call?
So Basqet right now, accounts that we issue are for merchants at the moment, but we are constantly growing, and like to grow the different use cases like of different merchants also be factored in.
All right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you, Habib. One final question for Habib. Habib, what should you be looking out for at Smileys? I'm working this extra hard so I can get juices in red, black, and blue, because I really have the green. But what should we look forward to? What are you dropping? And what are you cooking?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so we are still currently on this, but we added a new color to the range of color options. But this is we're also working on a slide that will be ready for the markets in June. Yeah, and we also like adding more socks to the options of dresses that we can. We have like tons of we can go to the gym, we can wear out and things like that. Yeah, that's.
Okay, sounds really exciting. What's your website? How can we get in touch with you? How can we find Smileys? Where can we buy Smileys from? For those who don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the website is basically smileys.africa. We're on Instagram, Twitter, we're at Resoc School. And if you have any questions, you can easily just like text me or send me DM at who is Habib. The Habib is spelled with a Y. Yeah.
Okay, I just left that in the comments. Elizabeth, anything we should be looking forward to with Basqet, or what we are missing out? What are people missing out currently? People who have not set up Basqet for collecting payments.
Okay, before I say that, I would like to say, Abib, when you start like selling grooms, like let me know. Happy to shop. But yeah, cool stuff. Exciting products coming. Basqet, we are constantly cooking, guys. Like we're constantly cooking. We're expanding. So on the currency leg, like I said, we're very heavily invested in African businesses, African currencies as well. So we are currently expanding from 4 or 5 African currencies to about 13 African currencies. So imagine you can receive money from like 13 like different African like currencies, or old 13 different African currencies, make payouts to 13 different African currencies. That's exciting. And also very, very soon. Right now, I showed you that on Basqet you're able to like collect crypto, but very soon, like soon, we're going to be introducing like Naira collections. So starting with Naira collections, but obviously that's going to grow beyond Naira collections, and that's going to sit between not just collecting crypto, because like I said, we want to make it easier for the goal is to make it easy for businesses to collect payments, and crypto is not the only way to pay, right? So we want to also allow businesses to collect fiat directly from their customers. So collect Naira directly from your customer. Imagine you are a Nigerian customer and you can collect like 10 years directly from your customer without them having to, maybe they have a fear of for whatever reason. So these are like the things to expect. Is contact me in the DM.
No problem. So people can contact you on LinkedIn, Elizabeth Ajao, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you can reach out to Elizabeth Ajao on LinkedIn if you have more questions or you have more concerns about crypto payments. And if you also want to get Smiley socks, Smiley sneakers, Smiley t-shirts from Smileys Africa, you can go to smileys.africa and also find Habib on who is Habib on social media. My name is Ebo again, and I'm really grateful for everyone who has joined this call, taking your time to listen to us yap about what businesses are missing out when they're not setting up crypto payments. And we will reach out to you through email with a recording of this call. If we have something similar coming up again soon, we are going to let you know. You can reach out to us at quidax.io, that's our website, or support@quidax.io. We're also on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok as Quidax Global. No full stop, no commas, no underscore, just Quidax Global. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you, Habib. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks, everyone. It was nice.
Bye.
Doing this. Bye.
Bye.